These are the best and hottest games coming to Steam in February 2026 that you can get excited to play. The goal of this video is just to give you a short tease while showing the trailer of the video, so if you see a game you might like, head to their Steam page, dive a little bit deeper, and maybe give that game a wish list. You know, go show those indie developers how much you love them. Also, I'm covering 22 games, so I'm going to put a timestamp for each one of them and the genre they are. So if you want to skip around to your favorite genres, or you know, at the beginning of the video, they're going to be a lot more indie because it goes by wish list ranking up to the front, which will feel a lot less indie. So if you're an indie gamer who only played Clair Obscur last year, you might want to skip some of these first ones. And with that out of the way, let's frickin' go. At 22, we have Chroma Gun 2 Die Hard. That's DYE hard. If you're into first-person puzzle games, Chroma Gun 2 has a really satisfying hook. You shoot paint, mix colors, and those colors become attraction rules that pull objects around. Every puzzle becomes, okay, what do I paint and where do I paint? And how do I manipulate the room to solve this? It's got that fake corporate sci-fi lab to it. Obviously probably not to the level of the major title Portal, but could have some of those similar vibes. So if you want puzzles that make you feel smart without stressing you out, go give it a wish list. At 21, we have Goblin Sushi. Goblin Sushi is exactly what it sounds like. It's ridiculous. You run a sushi restaurant for goblins, but the ingredients are pure dungeon nonsense. You got slugs, caterpillars, chicken heads, or whatever else you scraped off the cave floor. It mixes restaurant sim stress with roguelike upgrades, so you're leveling up your menu and kitchen while rent is basically breathing down your neck every 5 minutes. If you have that love for chaotic cooking games and you want something that's gross cute, put it on your wish list. This one's for the crowd who couldn't get enough of Balatro, but instead of it being based on poker, it's stock market themed. Insider trading is a roguelike deck builder where you manipulate the market, building combos with perks, and trying to cash out before everything crashes. The vibe is clear, you're not playing as a normal trader, you're playing a villain with a spreadsheet. If you want a run-based deck builder that doesn't involve fantasy cards or sci-fi battles, this is a really fun pick. As someone who almost had to go to rehab for my Balatro addiction, this one I'm pretty personally excited for. Number 19 is Emberbane. Emberbane has that clean classic Metroidvania with a solid gimmick. It brings in the 4 elements. You're building your combat around these elemental abilities, mixing skill combos, and refining your build as you explore. It's one of those games that has the look of learning the movement in combat and then absolutely flying through rooms as you master those abilities. And in my opinion, that's the best way to nail a good Metroidvania. So if you're into exploration, ability upgrades, and steady power climb, Emberbane looks like a solid February release to wishlist. Also on a personal note, I could definitely see speedrunning this game. Number 18 is Jackal. Jackal is a top-down violence simulator set in 1970s Vegas. And as you watch the trailer, you might have the similar thought that I did. Maybe this is inspired by Hotline Miami. You're doing brutal raids through casino hotels as a drug-fueled hitman, and the combat is all close-range physics chaos. You kick through doors, smash people into furniture, keep moving like you're trying to clear the whole building all in one breath. Every room is going to give you that anxiety on how to clear it best, so if you're into fast, brutal top-down action, again, put it on your list. Number 17, we have Welcome to Doll Town. Horror fans, this one looks unsettling in the best kind of way. Welcome to Doll Town drops you into a cursed village full of dolls that feel way too real. The vibe is a slow burn dread, exploring empty streets, creepy interiors, solving puzzles, and piecing together what the hell happened here. It's the kind of horror where the environment is going to do most of the heavy lifting. So if you're into a mystery-forward horror with strong atmosphere, I would definitely add this one. At number 16, we have Demon Tides. Demon Tides to me screams future speedrunning game. This is an open ocean 3D platformer where movement is everything. You're chaining abilities, flying across gaps, and basically trying to move like you're breaking the game on purpose. You've got talismans that change your kit, you can place your own checkpoints, and there are features like racing ghosts and sharing graffiti. If you miss the big 3D platformer era and want something with modern polish, keep this on your radar. Funny enough, this game happened to show up on my research on indie games going viral on TikTok, and so it's kind of fun to see it now actually getting to release. At 15, we have Super Battle Golf. If your friend group turns every chill game into a war, well, Super Battle Golf was made for you. It's online golf for 1 to 8 players where everyone plays at the same time, so it turns into a full scramble to the hole. And as you can probably tell, sabotage is the entire point. You can mess with people, bump them, shoot them, basically turn golf into a party brawl with clubs. If you want chaotic multiplayer that creates instant clips and instant arguments, this looks like the perfect one more round kind of game. I mean, I can already see my entire family falling apart and never talking to each other again. At number 14, Romeo is a Dead Man. Romeo is a Dead Man is a violent sci-fi action game where you hunt space-time criminals, swapping between guns and swords the whole time. It's flashy, aggressive, and wants you to play like you're completely unhinged. The signature mechanic is you can use enemy blood to trigger a special attack called Bloody Summer. And if that doesn't tell you enough about the tone of this game, the trailer certainly does. So if you love stylish action games, put it on your wish list. At number 13, we have In Chain. In Chain looks like a movement shooter for people who love going ridiculously fast and using chains, obviously. You're grappling, sliding, wall running, diving, basically launching yourself through an abyss while you're fighting your way out. It leans hard into that bone-crushing undead aesthetic as well, so it's equal parts exploration and aggression. So if you're into mobility-heavy shooters where movement is your main weapon, In Chain definitely has to hit your wish list. At number 12, we have Astro Botanica. Astro Botanica has one of the most fun settings on this list. You're an alien botanist on Earth 300,000 years ago. Yeah, I know, sorry to all of you who believe the Earth is only 6,000 years old. You're growing and processing flora, brewing tonics, and managing your CO2 supply so you can, keep breathing. It's survival with a specific identity. More about botany and less about hacking the same trees on repeat. On top of that, you'll be interacting with Neanderthals, trading, trust building, exploring, and it becomes a survival game with a hook that actually might set it apart from other survival games. Unfortunately for my family, it looks like it won't be launching with co-op during early access, and it'll be something to add on to the full release of the game later on. Number 11, Carmageddon Rogue Shift. Carmageddon is back and it's now going roguelite. Rogue Shift is a vehicle combat in a post-apocalyptic wasteland with zombie hordes, and the whole loop is adapting your build as you go. New cars, new weapons, perks, upgrades, and then back into the chaos. If you're looking for a driving game that feels like an action roguelite instead of a racing sim, this looks messy, loud, and extremely fun. And I gotta say, as someone who grew up playing Twisted Metal on the PlayStation 1, I hope they can revive some of those great memories for me. Number 10, High on Life 2. If you like the first High on Life, you know exactly what you're getting. Weird aliens, gross humors, and guns that just won't shut up. High on Life 2 leans back into that sci-fi bounty hunter vibe with chaotic shooter energy, big set pieces, and that everything is a joke and also a nightmare tone. If for whatever reason you never saw High on Life 1, just a quick heads up, it's very M-rated, tons of violence, crude stuff, and a lot more. If that's your vibe though, this will probably be all over Twitch and YouTube day one, and whether you like it or not, it will also be all over your TikTok For You page as well. Number 9 is Seal Chain Call of Blood. Seal Chain is for roguelike players who are obsessed with buildcraft theory. It's an action roguelike gameplay, but your build is basically an inventory puzzle. You're rearranging items to form seals, linking gear to activate traits, trying to create chain reactions where everything feeds into everything else. Loot isn't just a bigger number and doing more damage, it's asking the questions, does this complete my setup, and can I connect this to something else that makes a broken build? So if you love roguelikes where your game runs into just completely broken combos, this is the kind of game you're looking for. Heads up for my English-speaking audience, so this does seem to be a game geared towards a Chinese-speaking audience, as you can see in the trailer, but it at least does list localization to English on their Steam page. Number 8 is Chrysal, Theater of Idols. Chrysal is one of those survival horror games that you can't look at, but you also can't look away. It has a really striking aesthetic with a nightmarish folklore-heavy version of Spain. In this game, you're a soldier on a cursed island, and the wild mechanic is that you can use your own blood as a weapon. This makes it so every fight has built-in risk. If you go too hard, you're literally draining yourself. So if you want a horror game with a strong art direction and a combat hook that changes how you play, Chrysal looks like the standout. I mean, I'm getting the freaking creeps just watching the trailer right now. At number 7, Lost and Found Co. Finally, we're to the point of the list for some cozy vibes. Lost and Found Co. is a hidden object adventure where you play as Ducky, a duck turned human intern at a magical startup. The world seems very wholesomely weird and leans all the way into that. You'll be hunting through scenes packed with interactive objects and characters, solving puzzles, doing challenge levels, and earning money to decorate your office. It looks like the kind of game that's both relaxing but will also keep your brain busy. And if that's your thing, put it on the good old wish list. Number 6 is Rogue Point. Rogue Point is a 4-player co-op tactical shooter where teamwork is the entire point. You start with basic gear, run intense missions with evolving objectives. As you do so, you'll build up your arsenal and upgrades to survive. It's from the Black Mesa devs, so the FPS foundation should be solid, but the focus is on the co-op coordination. So if you're tired of playing shooters by yourself, get rid of that lone wolf attitude, grab your friends, and go wishlist Rogue Point. And at number 5, Norse Oath of Blood. Tactics fan, this one is looking hefty. Norse Oath of Blood is a turn-based tactic based in Viking Age Norway and also has settlement management. You're rebuilding your village, assigning roles, upgrading buildings, and crafting gear. Then you're taking that warband into fights where positioning and terrain actually matter. Elevation, flanking, hazards, it's got the whole deal. It should also have an interesting story behind it, written by the author Gilles Christian. Sorry, I'm sure I butchered that name. So if you want some tactics mixed together with a strong narrative, this could be your game. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's the Clair Obscur of 2026. Okay, probably a huge overstatement, but still, as someone that likes turn-based games, could be a fun follow-up. Number 4 on the list is Car Service Together. Car Service Together is for anyone who loves co-op job games and are obsessed with the good old automobiles. It has 1 to 4 player co-op where you can run a car service center together. You'll take customers, repair and modify cars, manage the business, and try to grow from a tiny shop into something legit. Personally, I'm not into many car games, but I'm assuming if you like things like Gas Station Simulator or run those business games with your friends, this feels like it could be a perfect fit for you. Number 3, we have Mewgenics. Mewgenics is absolutely going to ruin people's free time. It's a turn-based tactics with a legacy roguelike structure where you build a cat army through breeding across generations. Yeah, you heard that right. I know you little cat freaks are out there. In Mewgenics, your cats carry scars, experience, traits, mutations, and then you pass that legacy forward onto the next ones, which means your run history actually matters. There looks to be a big scale to the game as well, tons of classes, items, abilities, and that classic Edmund McMillen energy where things get weird very fast. And if you don't know who that is, well, this game is from the creators of The Binding of Isaac and The End is Nigh. And if you don't know those games, I can't really help you further than that. They're pretty weird and you just need to go check them out. Also, a little fun fact, this weird crazy trailer was the work of YouTuber Meat Canyon. Makes sense now that you've seen it, huh? Number 2 is the game Menace. This is from the Battle Brother devs, but it's sci-fi tactics. You'll be leading a strike force through an isolated system, responding to distress calls, making decisions that affect factions, resources, and what options you have on the campaign map. The big draw is combined arms tactical combat, which includes infantry squads, tanks, and walkers. Plus, there are branching operations that can become multi-mission campaigns across worlds. This isn't for the faint of heart though, as permadeath is very real and you'll have to live with it. Or not live with it. So all of you tactical game obsessors out there, Menace feels like this is the headline for February. And finally, to knock out the list at number 1 is Yap Yap. Yap Yap is pure co-op chaos with magic and horror vibes. You and up to 5 friends play as minions summoned by a wizard, and your job is to break into a rival wizard's tower and cause as much destruction as possible. One of the funniest parts about the game is that you use your voice to cast spells. This will obviously lead to moments where you feel like an actual wizard, and other moments when you're screaming or dying of laughter because of your idiot friend, and your spell doesn't go off because you weren't saying it correctly. So if you've been looking for another Friendslop-ish game, a good old co-op ha 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 with your friends, this one seems like it's going to be a ton of fun, and it will surely ruin your friendships in only the best of ways. So there you go, those are some of the hottest games in February. Now is your time to go in the comments to tell me which ones are your favorite and to tell me why X game on this list isn't indie. So please go get that 100 comment argument about which game isn't indie because I want to be a part of it. I mean, indie game is just such a loose term these days, dude, I don't know. Anyways, if you love indie games as much as I do and want to obsess over them, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the comments. Let's hang out. Happy indie gaming in February, y'all. Peace out.